Hey, Don here. Well, I'm going to do a little live broadcast here on YouTube and do some tests here, see how it's going to work, and just go from there. You go over here and I'm controlling it all and getting my desktop now, controlling it all, playing my music and doing everything else. So that was a song from my website, Misty, from donsongs.com. I have 2 albums on here, Dawn Songs and Living Beings Climate Control. And you can download them if you like the music there for free in MP3s. Just click on the album covers and the links and stuff in there. And when you're over there on the links here, just you can right click and save as the old-fashioned way. And also you can go to archive.org, click on that link there. Each site has a archive.org page, and you can also download them there from there and listen to them in a player, and can download them in different formats there. Or you can I think there's one, yeah, I see VBR zip, that'll download all of them, 64K zip and stuff like that, if you wanted to download them all at once. But so anyway, I think I'll just leave that like that now. I'm using OBS Studio, Open Broadcasting Studio, and just make sure I'm where I think I am. So I'm talking about my desktop. I want to be showing my desktop, and you see the video feedback when I'm on the control screen here. But I'll click on visit the website and show that. OBS Studio, Open Broadcaster Studio is what I'm using here, and I've used it a few times in the years past, and I really like it. But I had trouble on YouTube with the audio and video getting out of sync, so it really wasn't useful. And not just this, but all the streaming apps I tried are the ones that I mean, it really wouldn't matter if they cost money or they were free or open source or not. I tried XSplit, which is free, limited use, like limited functionality, and it worked okay. But any of them, you get over about 10 minutes, and you'd be lucky to get 10 minutes of in-sync audio and video. And it has everything plays into there: your bandwidth, your how high resolution of a file you're trying to do, audio, video, and all that. Bandwidth of your internet connection and your machine's capabilities. And back then I had dual core machines is all I had, and now I have a quad core. And also there was something I kept trying for 30 frames per second, and I wouldn't go below 15 because I just thought that'd be terrible, because 30 frames per second was the standard video frame rate, and at that time they were already beginning to make some higher frame rates, so what I finally discovered, I've been using see if it'll come up. I think my machine may be getting a little overwhelmed already here. I maybe have tried opening up too much stuff, or doing the stream and see, right now I'm doing this stream and recording at the same time. And let's see, but it may be getting, I don't know. And now if your machine's overwhelmed, then let's see how much memory I'm using. That's not so bad. Not 635 megabytes. I've got 4 gig of memory. Firefox, I won't hold still. Let me organize it by memory so it'll hold still. There we go. 532. So it's just what I have open in Firefox is using a little more memory than I would like. But I've been testing OBS Studio just recording, and it was staying down to 200 to 400 megabytes. So I guess the stream makes that much difference. But if my machine starts slowing down, then I know I got problems that probably can't overcome. But I'm going to do this test for a little while. I want to just see if it works, and if it doesn't, I'll have to adjust what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do all at once. But I want to be able to do a full desktop video and show things. I had this open earlier. I can. This is a good. I'm on Fedora 23 Linux. That's my favorite. Fedora Linux is my favorite operating system. I've used it since 2005 every day, and this is called QAS mixer for ALSA audio, which is the default audio for Fedora audio software, or control software. And you can, right here on that loopback mixing, you can enable that, and then I can pull this one up and I can hear myself talking. And sometimes you want to do that, but I don't like my own voice echoing in my ears when I'm just talking, so I'll leave it off. But and the main reason I want to use OBS Studio, I've been using, there we go, GTK Record My Desktop, and it works well. Well, actually, it doesn't. There's two modes you can use it in, ALSA and with jack audio. Jack is a really in-depth, powerful audio server, and it will take the ALSA stream, and then it will, I'll call it a stream, but the audio, take your ALSA audio, and it'll hoard it into just all different ways. And this is the control app that I use. I call it QJacky. It's QJack CTL, I guess. Yeah, QJack CTL. I just call it QJacky because that's what it looked like to me when I saw it. But anyway, with ALSA, when I'm making videos, these are the ones I'm making right now. By the way, if you don't see your file growing, then you're probably not getting audio. I learned that well. At least that's what I learned with GTK Record My Desktop, or actually Record My Desktop. Oh, I don't have any files in there. I backed them up to my USB hard drive and then deleted them to get space on here. So anyway, the audio will... the reason that I'm trying led me to go back and try OBS Studio. ALSA audio sometimes the audio just quit working and go dead, and you don't know it unless you come over here and look and happen to remember to come over here and look, and you see that the file's not growing. It's still making video, but it's not making audio and video, so it's growing so slow you don't see the numbers change is what it is. And so, but if you use Jack, I'm not going to open them up because I'm afraid I'll get too much going on the machine at once. If you use Jack audio, then it's been dependable and I haven't had any trouble, but I can't. I'm supposing you just heard the music and everything, and of course I don't know. It's a little tricky to get the levels right, because I can turn up what I was saying here. I can turn up my mic in my speakers and hear it, but and it's good that whatever you set in here for the desktop audio, it stays the same. If you change your volume, it doesn't change this slider here, desktop audio, and that's good because you wouldn't want that to happen really. That would really, your volume be all over the place for your recording. But if you can't monitor both your voice and the desktop audio at the same time, then you're really you don't know how to mix it. You're just guessing at it, And I mean, of course, I did a bunch of trials and listened back. I did three recordings tonight already. And so I have a fairly good idea, but like when I had it up kind of loud and then I brought it back a little at a time, I was just kind of guessing from my memory of what I heard earlier. But I used to mix sound for bands from like 1983 to 2000, for live shows and bands and stuff. And so, I depend on listening. I have to hear it. And so if I can figure out a way to do that, that's why I had this open. And I haven't seen a way to do that, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time either figuring that out, but maybe some settings in OBS Studio that I can do that with, but and maybe I'll have to get back here and read some more on the site. But I'd used it before quite a bit, and I really just ended up doing a bunch of really long tests and then decided not to keep using it because of my audio. I could not get my audio and video to stay in sync. But what I learned during my all this time the last 6 months, or really not even that long, 3 months, of using GTK Record My Desktop. I don't want to open it up. I'm afraid it might mess something up with my audio and my ALSA. But you can, like I said, you can use Jack, which worked well. But in your frame rate, I was shooting for 30 frames per second. Well, with the desktop video, I finally got to reading on their website, and I finally found out that what I've arrived at, 5 frames per second, makes perfect sync. I don't care if it's 10 minutes or 2-hour video between your audio and video. And I can, and it used to have to wait for it to encode, and it could take 30 minutes to 2 hours to encode the video before, and that was using a lot of system resources, and I couldn't really do a lot while I was waiting. Couldn't shut the system down. Like if I was done and wanted to go to bed, I'd have it running. And so I figured out how, and you can encode on the fly, but to go all into that, I think I've made videos about it before. It's kind of hard to do just talking about it, but I got it to where I could go encode on the fly, 5 frames per second, and actually you set your audio and video settings. Instead of going back to, you'd think that would use less resources, but when you're encoding on the fly, you actually want everything 100%. So it works really well, except for the problems with ALSA audio dropping out. And the other thing is I never could figure out a way to be able to play, like if I play a video or music during my screencast, you couldn't hear it in the recording. All you could hear was the mic. So OBS Studio it's a studio, I mean, you can go and put titles, video stream, screencast, whatever, and you can put as many. This is open source. You can put as many. It's not like these XSplit and these others where you can only put like 2 or 3 or 4 scenes in there without paying a monthly fee or whatever. Some of them are like a monthly subscription. You just put whatever you want in there, and they just trust you to donate to them to help them keep going. So make sure I'm still in desktop. Because if you stay in the camera mode and you switch and start talking about the desktop, you're still just showing the camera. And that camera is that's my phone, and it is streaming from my phone with it's a little Android app called IP Webcam. It's pretty good, and I had to go down to 720p for it to stream well enough to use it. And it's still a little delay, like when I move and stuff. And if you watch my mouth move, it'll drive you crazy because it's not in sync exactly. But it's not the worst thing I've seen. I've seen my webcams are worse as far as the picture's worse. The mouth might be working okay in there, but the picture's bad. Anyway, OBS Studio. That's what led me back to OBS Studio, and I really like everything about it, but I just couldn't get to sync. So now that I've discovered how to make the desktop video sync audio and video, and that was the biggest thing. When you're doing a desktop video, if the audio and video is not in sync and you show things, then it don't make any sense at all if they're not together. So you can actually get away with it better with a live video of your face than you can, or with a little lag than you can with desktop, because you're pointing to something, you're talking about it. So I just went to my Fedora repos and installed it. I hadn't even been back to the website lately, so I don't even know what it says here. But anyway, I'm at the lowest it'll go in frames per second is 10 frames per second, and so I set it to that, and then set everything else up. Set me a few scenes and stuff in here, and I don't want to stay in this screen because you get that video feedback, and I think it makes the machine work harder if you leave it there a long time too. So when I'm talking about it, I'll just go back over here, and it's called obsproject.com. That's its website, and I won't sit here and read that off. I'd probably just mess it up anyway. But it'll stream to Twitch and Hitbox. I guess that's the icon for Hitbox. I don't even know what Hitbox is. Something to do with gaming, I think. YouTube, and I guess it's just those 3. I think there might be more in the application. I can't really open up the menus in the application because, see, there's their donate button, and they have a community chat and a blog and all that. So you should definitely check it out, because if you have if you want to do streaming, actually you don't have to just do streaming. You can do desktop videos and just save them. Just record them to your drive. That's what I've been doing this evening. But I'm doing both right now, because that way I want to see if the recorded video is any better, or if the recorded video turns out good and the stream video turns out bad, like bad sync and stuff, then I could still go ahead and upload the recorded video. So it's great. It's good. You can have a backup of your video. But if it turns out good, then I don't have to upload it. It's already uploaded. This is automatically, and I had YouTube open. But for some reason, for a long time actually, when I go to, I can watch all the YouTube videos I want in Firefox. This is Firefox, it's a new version, Firefox 51, and I have plenty of add-ons and block ads and all kinds of stuff that drives me nuts, I can't stand all that blinking stuff and all that, and tracking, block tracking, and everything, cookies and everything. Uh, and so I'm not sure which one is doing it, but I did finally figure out that it's something about my add-ons that makes there's some particular script, and I had to hurry up and get out of there before I could start my. It's what took me so long to get started on my recording. It was freezing up my web browser and it was slowing down my whole machine. And it's a script error that'll come up, and then and then and usually it'll keep coming. Sometimes I can say stop the script, if you've ever seen those, and then it'll work okay. But it'll usually in a few minutes it'll do it again. But I also have on my machine Firefox Developer Edition, and I don't have all those add-ons in it. And I guess I'll just go there right now in that. I don't need to play any more music right now. And I'm done. I'm kind of showing OBS Studio. But I can't run both browsers at the same time just normally. And that's because even though I have a quad-core i5 with 4 gig of RAM, which is, not fantastic, but it's medium-range machine, it only has, I got to make sure it's down before I do anything else. It only has 256 megabyte of video memory. And it will fill up, and the machine will just slow down and lock up after a while if I keep going and don't stop. And the web browsers are the number one offenders to doing that to your machine. So, as a matter of fact, there's a web interface to control my. I can change settings and actually view my stream. This stream here, where I'm showing me here, I like it this way because this is going through VLC through OBS Studio and it's full screen. That's exactly what I want, But you can view it and set it up and change settings in the web browser. What IP webcam is, and it's kind of what it's aimed. It works with VLC. You can do it in the VLC media player. I did it that way first, and that actually streams better than in the web browser. But I figured out today in my earlier tests that if I leave that web browser window open for this webcam app, this IP webcam, then somehow it just keeps filling up my memory. It's not. It's as if the webcam data is not going to the cache in the on the hard drive. It's going to the actual RAM memory in the machine and staying there until it fills it up. I sat there and watched it just. See, I keep this open all the time and keep a track on my machine and what's happening to it. See, that's only 252 megabytes with Firefox Developer Edition running. And then there's now OBS Studio is up to 1 gig of memory right now. I had to watch it. I couldn't add too many. There's certain things. Well, like I added more audio streams because I thought I needed them, and that made it use 3 gig of memory. And so at first I couldn't use it. And I don't know right now, it's probably because I'm streaming to YouTube, I'm going to imagine, because I haven't changed any of this over here. Now, hopefully that won't be a killer for me. And I know before I could, I did was I had to end up doing was only stream only stream to the internet and not save to the hard drive at the same time. My dual cores couldn't do it. But I'm going to keep it just like it is this time and see if it just stays there. I mean, I could handle 1 gig of memory out of I actually have 3.7 of usable gig after my video memory because it's an onboard chip, not a dedicated video card. So I'll have to keep looking back here because I just now noticed that crawling up because it was at 400 megabytes or something when I first started. So yeah, that's pretty odd. And it's really odd in Linux because Linux really does and always has done much, much better at managing memory than Windows. It will clean it out. Everything you're not using, it will just clean it out, and it'll actually you will think you're using up all your memory, but it will keep cleaning it out. So, but I kind of have over the years of using this machine, I've kind of learned when it looks like a problem when it doesn't, and that looks like a problem right there. It could be a potential problem, I mean. So, because I don't sit and watch it all the time, I usually only look over there when there's something slowing down and not working right, really. But I'm gonna go. I can probably go to YouTube here without it. I won't get those script errors, and that script error really wants to freeze up in my machine. And I should be able to show the live stream for a minute here. I want to see what it's doing and show it. So let me get to my area. Let's see, video manager. You have to go like through several clicks to get to that one, the one with the live streaming link. There might be a quicker way, but I don't remember it. Or seems like I remember finding a quicker way. Okay, now it says that I'm having a problem. That's why I wanted to go there. They keep giving you these updates about stuff. Live streaming, scheduling, improve, YouTube analytics. Yeah, that's been up there. I already closed it. Okay, so you can actually see my stream. See right here. And I can pause it though, and I think I'll do that. And then the audio's automatically paused. If you turn it on, you'll get like a delay, and it really bothers your ears. It says, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Current keyframes are not being sent often enough, which will cause buffering. The current keyframe frequency is 15.2 seconds. Note that ingestion I can't read anymore. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. Let's see. Note that ingestion errors can cause incorrect GOP group of picture sizes. Okay. 11:36 p.m. Bad video settings. I guess it's the same note twice is what it is. So I think what I'll better do, I remember having, I didn't check that. I forgot. I remember that now from before. I had to, let's see. It says, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Okay, and it's set to, and that was automatic, or that's the defaults or whatever. I think you can set it to do it automatically, or it's defaulted to automatically, and then that sometimes causes trouble. But I need to set it to 4 seconds or less. I think 4 was the least that I could put in the app last time I used it. Oh, I see, it brings you down there. Oh yeah, and there's a live chat, and really funny. Last time I was actually using, what's it called, Insta Lively on my phone. I was just testing it. And, I just used it, and it didn't work. It didn't work to my satisfaction. And then later, I went back to look at the video, and I wanted to rename it, the one after I was finished. And I saw this on the right of that video. And it's, the place to watch it, not the live, but the regular video. And it was someone that I knew saying, what's up, and I didn't know when they did it. I guess, I didn't know if they were doing it right then, or if it had happened earlier or what. And they also had made a comment, so I answered the comment. And actually I saw the comment first, and then I think it was actually the next day when I saw it right in here, said what's up. And so I wasn't sure if they were there right then or what. I was actually making another video, and so I answered it right in that video, and they didn't say anything back, so I never did figure it all out. But I didn't know that Insta Lively streamed live like this. I thought it streamed, it saved it to your phone and then uploaded. It's what I thought. So Insta Lively, the app, Android app, does stream live to YouTube, just like this does. But in order for it to work, your phone doesn't even get near as much bandwidth as your computer. Well, I mean, I'm wired connection, not Wi-Fi, and so it's 100 megabits, and then my router can do a gigabit, 1,000 megabits. My phone's the best they ever get is 72 megabits Wi-Fi. But my internet connection is 60 down and 4 up. So, and the up is what matters when you're streaming too. That's the other thing, is big factor on your streaming videos is what's your upload speed. So, I don't think I need that right now, so I'll close it. It's actually not closing, it's just minimizing, but get it out of there so I won't keep wondering what it is. I see it over there and I think, what is that? Why is that there? So I can't change it now. Let me go see how long I've gone, if I can tell. Can I even tell? Oh, I have to tell that on YouTube, I guess. Can you tell that? Yeah, there you go. I knew there's a way. Okay, 25 minutes already. Okay, so I'm going to stop and change that to 4 seconds or less. And, I might be able to go in here and show what I'm talking about, but you go into the settings. But I'm not going to because I don't want to mess up what I got here. But I'm just going to go ahead and sorry, I'm just going to go ahead and get out and go back to my video stream, I guess. I'll go ahead and go set that and see what this is like, and then the next time I do one, I'll go ahead and change that to make sure I don't forget. But you can really make a real production with this OBS Studio. You got to be able to think straight to do it, and you got to figure out how to set it up right. And you have to have all those factors working, though, for it to work. So, well, this is Dawn, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and go now and go do that setting. All right, bye-bye.